another episode of Dope Chats with Stretch. I am Stretch, yours truly, your 6'6" phenomenon. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Here we go. Which member of Migos did not have a verse on their song Bad and Bougie?
No idea.
Come on.
I have no idea. I know the Migos had a song called Tasty. Stir Fry.
What up, everybody? Welcome. It is Wednesday. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yours truly, Stretch, your 6'6" phenomenon. Thank you for hanging out with me on another episode of Dope Chats with Stretch. I am him. He is I. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, man, it is Wednesday. It is getting ready to be a wonderful, wonderful weekend because it's a holiday weekend for many of us out there. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that you stay safe. Don't do anything crazy, but enjoy yourself nonetheless. Anyway, man, tonight I'm super excited because I get a chance to just kick it with one of my good friends, one of my colleagues, my sister in arms. Definitely one of my I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the great adjectives that I can say to describe this young lady, man. She's a super talented. She's a media personality, radio personality. She's always in the know. She got that Wago, and that Wago's juice, right? Yeah, that's juice. She got the juice. But anyway, I want y'all to put your hands together and show some love for my good friend, your good friend. Hold on, I gotta get my sound effects together. Everybody, here we go. Show some love for my girl, Miss Deja Perez. Deja Perez, everybody.
Ew.
What's up, Deja? How you feel?
Oh, living the dream.
Oh man, you doing it up. How's everything with you tonight?
I'm a little tired. It's 1,000 degrees outside, but otherwise I'm blessed and highly favored. How about you?
There you go. Hey, it's a beautiful thing. You're working. I can see you. You're in the studio right now. So I thank you for even taking time out of your schedule.
I love you, Stretchikins.
Yeah, it's all love. It's all love up in here, man. So let's get into it. Deja Perez. Where and how did it all start for you? What drove you to want to do this crazy thing that we all call radio?
I feel like I've been doing it for 100 years.
Right.
That's what it feels like. And I don't know. So like growing up, I of course I'm from Jersey, and growing up I always listened to like Hot 97 and Angie Martinez, and you thought it was so dope. But I never really thought it would be like something I'd be passionate about.
Right.
So I clearly did not go to school for this. I have a degree in criminal justice from University. I'm a very, very proud Temple alum. And,
Right.
So yeah, like I moved to Maryland and I kind of needed to get a job, and I started at Hot 99.5. They literally just needed promotions help. And then from there, I went to PGC, and they needed research help, which basically back in the day was like, you would call someone and be like, hey, what you think of this song? Whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. So I did that. And then I swear to God, Stretch, I don't know where the cojones came from, but like one day I went up in the program director's office and I was like, I want to be on the air. And he was like, ain't nobody on my air that don't know how to run a board. So I was like, all right, Ben, how do I do that? So I would come in overnight, unpaid from 2 to 6, and I would run the board. I learned how to run the board. I did that for a couple months. Well, let me back up. I would come in from 2 to 6. I'd go home, sleep for about an hour, go to my day job, and then go back to the radio station for the job they actually paid me for. That was super fun. So yeah, we did that for a while. Then somebody called out, and all of a sudden they were like, all right, you're on. And I was like, I mean, I talk big shit. Like initially I talked big shit, but was like, was scared as shit. And so, yeah, I sucked for like a long time.
Right.
And like people say that I talk fast, and evidently when I get nervous, I guess I talk faster, which is not really great for the radio.
Right.
So yeah, that was pretty much it. And then from there, I got an opportunity to do radio in Philly. I eventually got better. And then I came to KYS 100 years ago, and that's what it feels like. Sorry. So, and then out of the blue, they were like, "Hey, we need you to do an entertainment report." And I had never done an entertainment report. I always like would read the gossip magazines, and when I was standing in the line, like at the grocery store, even when I went to the store with my mother, like 100 years ago, right? Like that was always my thing, but I never put two and two together. And they were like, "Yeah, you need to do it." And I was like, "I know what I'm doing."
Right.
That sucked for a while. And then eventually it became what it is now, which is What's Poppin', and it's my baby, and I'm so proud of it. And we've been doing it for a really long time. I did it on KYS for a really long time. Now I do it for the Donnie Simpson show. I also do it for DTLR Radio. I kind of tried like my best to make What's Poppin' everywhere. I absolutely love it. It's my baby. So that's,
yeah, I mean, it's become your signature. It's what you're going to be known for when you're, no longer having to. No, I ain't trying to off you off just yet. I'm just talking about you no longer on the radio. Like when you retire, they'll be like, "Oh, yo, Deja Perez, man, what's popping? Whoopty whoopty whoop." You know what I mean? And I kudos to you because it takes a lot, I think, for us, when we're trying to find ourselves within this industry, right?
Yeah.
And you always want to be known for something. And I think you found your niche and you're rocking it and you're making it happen. So kudos to you on that.
Thank you. I appreciate you so very much.
So I mean, like what's popping? Like, how did you really kind of like manifest that into where it is now? Because like you said, it has taken on different variations, but it's still, relevant to today. Like how did you work that to, I guess you really didn't have to, or did you have to like kind of like reinvent it, or you just kept the same?
So that's the crazy thing. Like, honestly, no, I haven't had to reinvent. And that sounds crazy, right? But like, I have the same music bed, which is Lil Mama's Lip Gloss, which is now like 10, 15 years old.
Right.
But it's synonymous with What's Poppin'. So when people hear it, they like expect What's Poppin'. No, I mean, I the super dope thing about it, unlike, I guess, like what other like features that people do, is entertainment changes every single day.
Right.
Like, it's always like I've always got to be on top of like who's doing this, who's doing whatever, you know what I mean? So no, technically the like shell of it hasn't really changed, you know what I mean? Because the content always changes. So that's kind of what I've always been focused on.
Well, that's what's up. So let's get into what's popping. I mean, today's been a real interesting day as far as entertainment is concerned.
Every day is an interesting day as far as entertainment is concerned.
So what was some of the hot stories that you that stuck out for you today that is just like you had to talk about it?
So obviously the biggest story was Bill Cosby.
You say?
And I feel like there's something else and I can't think of it at this precise moment.
But Cosby is like the top, is like, trending.
Yeah, so it's interesting because, Phylicia Rashad, which is his TV wife, right? She had, when it first was announced that he was getting released, she had posted like, finally, like a miscarriage of justice is going to be, essentially rectified, whatever. And a lot of people felt a way about that. And then she didn't recant her statement, right? But she basically said, like, I recognize, like, I stand with survivors of sexual assault. Like, it's important to tell your truth, you know what I mean? Like, and essentially, like, I hope this doesn't trigger anyone, you know what I mean? Because people were really like going all the way to the left. And then, Black Twitter is on 1,000. And so they, of course, have been like trying to justify whether, like, a lot of news places have been like, well, just because Bill Cosby has released, they did not find him innocent today.
Right. Yeah. He's not exonerated.
That's the difference, right? So while everyone is celebrating, like, oh, he's out, woo, like, this is a technicality, right? That essentially that they let him out on, and whether or not they choose to retry things or whatever. I mean, he did already do 2 years. He's a much older gentleman. What is he, in his 80s?
He's like 83.
His likelihood of recidivism is, I'm going to go with 0. So whether or not they move forward and choose to like re-prosecute or whatever is yet to be seen.
Right. I don't think they can, because
and then there were people that were like, There was a meme, you know, that SpongeBob meme with the guy looking out the window. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so they said R. Kelly looking out the window as Bill Cosby gets out of jail. This is not funny. Like, for the
It's
record,
not. It's
like,
not because it's not. But
it's not funny.
He's sitting there like, what about me? What about
Right.
me?
Him and Harvey Weinstein, like, all of them are like, but when am I getting out?
Man, and he's probably serenading everybody with "I Believe I Can Fly." Right about now,
Aaron.
Space Jam 2 coming out in theaters July 6th.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think that song will be a part of Space Jam.
He'll be nowhere near.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. Well, so what else is popping? We just had the BET Awards last weekend, and everybody was on. I unfortunately did not watch it.
Why?
I was busy. I really was. Okay. I was busy. I was taking a this really dope professional and personal training, like a forum
development kind of thing.
Yeah, development training. Yeah, so that was like all weekend long, and so that kind of like ate up all my time. But I did, of course, look at my timeline on Facebook, and it was lit up with so many, different things as far as the BET Awards is concerned.
All right, so can we first and foremost talk about Cardi B and how she showed her very pregnant belly, and I'm super excited that they're expecting baby number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Taraji P, whom I love, did an amazing job hosting as per usual.
Right.
And then, of course, there was a lot of dope stuff that happened. Like, it's funny because I think there was like an even split between people that thought that the fashion was like dope, and then the other ones that were like, what's going on with these fashion choices? And I don't know. I'm kind of the firm believer that like fashion is, like, it's of the eye of the beholder, right? Like, so I am very much a t-shirt, sweatpants kind of chick. So anytime I, dress up a little bit, you might as well get excited because you're not going to see it that often.
People lose their mind when they see you dressed up. They're like, "Oh my God, yo!"
She's a whole girl, like in real life.
Oh my
God. Whatever. But Stretch knows I am a sweatshirt, sweatpants kind of gal 100% of the time, or at least 98% of the time. So yeah.
So I thought I did see the tribute to DMX. I thought that was super dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and Busta Rhymes, and of course Queen Latifah. Can we talk about the Queen? Because she got the Lifetime Achievement Award, and what I thought was super dope, because it is Pride Month. She actually, the Queen has always been very secretive of her sexuality, which is her business and her right. But I think now that things are evolving and people are more accepting, because when she accepted her award, she shouted out her longtime boo Ebony and their son Rebel, and then at the end she was like, "Happy Pride Month," which I thought was super dope.
Yeah, that is dope. And speaking of Pride Month, Lil Nas X definitely showed off in regards to that on his performance. I did see a clip of that, and of course Twitter went on high alert based off of his performance and what he did at the end of the performance.
I don't understand why. I honestly, like, he openly has said that this is who he is. He walks in his truth. He lives in his truth. And then here comes, Skeletor Madonna. No shade, but I mean that was clearly shameful. But I know that wasn't very nice. I'm sorry. That wasn't very nice. But she's like, she was what, 30 in the 80s? So you do the math. Whatever.
Yeah. Right.
So, and to you, and with her like 17-year-old boyfriend or 19-year-old, he's a child. He's a whole child. But so anyway, she came out and was like, "Well, I was the first one to, do the same sex kissing on the MTV stage, because I think it was Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera that like she basically tongue kissed or whatever in the middle of, which is fantastic. Good for you. But this is the first time I think a man in the rap game has done it, or whatever you want to call his genre, right? Like, but I think this is the first time, and I think it's dope. Like, some people had opinions, like, how do I explain this to my kid? Why do you, like, I don't know why people make such a big, like, I saw this meme earlier today, and it said, all of you that grew up on the Cosby Show, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like all the sitcoms that we grew up on, they were like, well, I don't see you being independently wealthy, owning all these things. So clearly TV isn't that influential, right? So yes, we can all watch TV, and yes, there are some things that can be influenced by it, but this is the world. Like, that is his truth. Like, I don't understand why people are so like upset about that. I mean, I get it, I guess, but like that is his truth. If that's who he is, then let him be. That's the one thing about like allegedly about America, right? Like we're supposed to be able to be free, allegedly,
Allegedly.
or maybe just not us. I don't know.
Right. Allegedly.
Allegedly, supposedly.
But I mean, that's always going to be a conversation that's going to go on to the end of time, man. You know what I mean? It's like it's okay for others to flaunt and not necessarily flaunt, but to showcase or put who they are on Front Street. But when other folks do it, it's like, oh, wait a minute, that's too taboo.
Well, and the interesting thing is too is that it happened in the like we have literally we're on the last day of Pride today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like so. He was celebrating who he is, you know what I mean? On the month that is a celebration of who people are and their authentic self and walking in their truth. So like, I don't even know why you're so, and literally like every commercial, is like, hey, we're celebrating Pride. The NFL literally just said like the NFL is gay. You know what I mean? Clearly it was in support, right? But like most places are representative of Kellogg's, the cereal, like, Tony the Tiger, Kellogg's, like they had a Pride themed like cereal and people, the like far left people got their panties in a bunch. Like, how am I supposed to explain this to my child? How about you don't buy it if you don't like it?
Right. That's true. You don't have to buy it.
Like it was a special like Pride themed cereal.
Right.
I think it's dope. Like the same way, like we want to be celebrated as African Americans, right? Like the LGBTQIA plus, I'm sure I butchered that. Like they should be celebrated like one, and they should have all of the same. Like you don't think twice about a man and a woman walking down the street holding hands. Why should it be a problem if two guys do it or two girls do it or whatever? Like why is that in 2021? We got bigger problems than like same sex anything.
Right. That's true. That is true. That is so true, man. That's what's popping.
And that's what's popping.
That is what's popping. What else is popping with you though? In regards to like music wise, who are you feeling right now? I mean, we're in the summertime, and this is a good time to like curate a good playlist, like a good summertime playlist. And if you was to curate your summertime playlist, what would be the first song that you want to play? And it don't have to be something new. It don't have to be something new. It could be something old.
I don't know, Stretchy. Like I'm very much a vibe person, so it depends on the vibe I'm in. Like, am I on some chill shit? Do I want some like Snow Allegra? Do I want, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Some Her. So I love Jasmine Sullivan. Am I on that vibe, or am I on some like City Girls Twerkulator? Like, am I on that hot girl shit? Like my Meg Thee Stallion knees ain't really Meg Thee Stallion knees yet, but we trying to get there.
Right.
I don't know. It depends on the mood I'm in, the vibe I'm in. I can't even give you a good answer.
Well, for me, one of my favorite albums of all times, I think it's a great segue into the summer, even though summer started last week, is Amerie's first album. That's a great album.
Amerie, pretty much anything is good.
Yeah, that's one that you can listen to from start to finish.
Yeah,
and that kind of like sets that whole summer vibe.
So Why Can't We Be in Love? Like that is like a classic summer vibe. Yeah,
exactly. That's it. Yeah. So just keep listening to me. I'll put you down with some stuff.
I appreciate you.
No doubt. Anything else that's popping for you as far as like on the entertainment tip? Like, what are you watching on Netflix?
Let's see. I am so far behind on all things like of my life. I plan to take a vacation at the end of July because I really am in desperate need of a reset. I have been going super hard and it is not healthy. Like it is not, it's not good. But in the meantime, I am definitely behind. So I'm super excited about Black Widow, which is not on Netflix, but it's coming out soon. And I need to get caught up on like the Loki and the WandaVision and like all of that stuff. I also was a big fan of Bridgerton.
Okay.
When it first came out, I think I watched the entire season in less than a day.
Wow.
It was obnoxious. I was obsessed.
I was like that with Lupin.
With what?
Lupin. If you get a chance, watch Lupin.
Okay. You know
Yeah.
what else I don't judge me, but Luther with Idris Elba.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the BBC series.
Yeah, so I had always been meaning to watch it, right? And I don't know why, but I finally found it on Hulu or something and was like,
Mhm.
shit, this is good. Like, I see why it was such a phenomenon. Like, the characters are so deep and it's very well written, very, very
Yeah.
well written. So there's so much I need to catch up on. And that's kind of my goal, like after my reset, is to do better about having a better balance with things. Like, as you see, I'm currently at work. It is what, 9:30. I
Right.
won't be here till midnight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to have a better balance of doing things that make me happy and trying to get rid of things that no longer serve me. So that's kind of the spirit that I'm in right now.
Man, we talk about that all the time, and you know, and it is a great mindset to pursue and do the things that you love, and that will make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Don't worry about everybody else. It's all about
Right.
you. Not to sound, you know, not for you to come off as conceited or selfish, but you, in order for you to enjoy any of the wealth that you attain, you gotta be you in the sense of you gotta have a clear mind and don't feel stressed and all that good stuff like that. So yeah, definitely.
Which is super easy to say, right? Like, everyone's like, oh, have a work-life balance and ooh, woo-sa. Like, that's very easy to say. And sometimes life throws you a hiccup and
Right.
you know, you try to get through it as best you can. And I'm consciously aware that I need to take much better care of myself. Like, Stretch will tell you, like, I am like, go, like, and keep going. And even when I'm tired, even when I'm, you know, whatever, I can still push through. And I don't want to push that hard anymore. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain things that I feel, you know how okay, so you have a day job, right? And you've got commitments and you got all of these things, and then, like most people, your dream is kind of your second job or whatever,
Mhm.
right? And you make sure that your 9 to 5 is taken care of, and sometimes you don't have enough to pour into your passion and the stuff that you want to do. And these young kids today now, like, I feel like they're raised with such an entrepreneurial spirit where they're just going to grind hard on their own thing, you know what I mean? And I don't think we were taught that. We were taught, like, you go to college, you know, you get a job, you go to work, like, that's how it is. So I'm trying to like learn from the youngins about that.
Yeah.
And have a much better balance of, you know, and also saying no. Like, you know, I'm the queen of, like, I'll try to help you out if I can, you know what I mean? And sometimes, like, I'll twist myself into a pretzel, and then what? Like, now I'm in a pretzel.
Right.
And I'm
well,
tired.
no is never. It always has a negative connotation towards
But
it.
it's not a dirty word.
It's not a dirty word. Just no. That's it. And
Period.
it is what it is. It's your decision.
Mhm.
But you know, you'll work it out. You know, one thing I learned too that kind of helped me out a lot is I think I may have mentioned this to you. I bought this planner called Goal Crazy, right?
That's cute.
It kind of forces you to become your own accountability partner.
like
In the sense of you writing everything down, excuse me, and you're you started off, so it's for 3 months, so you do them every 3 months, so you see the progression that you make, but you ultimately write your ultimate, you know, task. What is it that you want to do for that particular year? And it's all about the steps that you take to make sure that you get to that point, and then you reward yourself at the end of the year once you complete your, you know, your task. Like for me, I want to get my second book out, right? I want it out January of 2022. So I've been
taking. That's coming soon, Treshy.
Yeah, but I know the process now, so it ain't gonna take me like, you know,
10-15 years like the last one.
Exactly. You know,
I mean, I was in the neighborhood.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's just like you kind of take those things and you look at life and you try to assess it. And a lot of times I think we overthink so many things when it really is very simplistic. You know what I mean?
That's
you
fair.
know what you want to do. You know what it is that makes you happy.
You know what I'm guilty of? I'm guilty of busying up my schedule so then I don't have to like, oh, I'm busy. you know,
Yes,
I
because it
should
sounds
be
like
doing this.
you avoiding shit. You want to avoid shit.
Correct. Like I'm low key procrastinating, but
Mhm.
and the crazy thing is like I only do that to myself, meaning like Stretch can hit me at the last minute and be like, "Hey, Deja, I need you to do woo woo woo." I'm like, "All right, cool, I got you." But we're like turning that inward, like that energy inward, that helpful energy inward, is very difficult for me. I'm working on. That's why I told you I'm consciously trying to um like cut the things that don't serve me, because I'm now consciously aware that I'm doing it.
Right,
Before I wasn't really aware that I was doing it. You know what I mean? So now that
right.
I can see like, oh, you're just trying to busy up so that you don't do X, Y, and Z. Like, no, no, no. Just confront it, deal with it. So me, um I've been working on a book which I have not been working on for quite some time. So I had been working on it for a couple years off and on,
Hmm.
and then I hit a little bit of a hurdle. And I probably need to change the direction of where I'm going with the said book. So I plan to circle back and figure that out. But also I've been working on some podcast stretchy, which is separate of the, the podcast we've done or anything like that, which we need to revisit, whatever. Um, and
Perez
to
and
you.
Stretch.
So but I'm working on the podcast and they're super dope. Like one is kind of sports oriented, the other one is kind of more true crime, and those are kind of two of my passions. So I've been really excited about it. I'm hoping to launch them before the end of the year. That's the goal. I've got most of season 1 done for both of them,
Mhm.
and I'm really excited. Like I can kind of feel rejuvenated when I start doing it. You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of how I know, like, all right, I think I'm on the right path. It's a creative channel, it's a creative outlet. Um, but it's fun. It's fun researching it. It's fun telling the story. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like a new lane for me, and I'm thoroughly enjoying the process.
Well, there it is. It seems as though you found, another passion of yours that really kind of gets you excited and rejuvenated. So you
Mhm.
need to ride that wave, my friend.
I know.
Ride that wave. Oh man. So look, I had one more question for you.
All right,
Because
Stretchy Kids, what you got?
this was something that was really big. What are your thoughts on the Heights? Did you see the Heights? You
The
saw
hype.
the Lynn Miranda it was a
Oh yeah,
poem.
yeah, yeah. No, I haven't watched it yet. My goal is to hopefully try to watch it this weekend. I really, really want to watch it though. It looks so good.
Yeah, because that was a Broadway play that they took and turned into a movie musical. But
And I'm just a huge fan of Lin Miranda. Like, what he did with Hamilton. Like,
mhm,
he's so incredibly talented.
because there was a big controversy off of that.
Of the
As
colorism and
the
not having
colorism,
like
yeah.
dark skinned Afro Latinos and in
Hmm.
the film.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
So I haven't seen the movie, so I'm talking from a place of ignorance. But I saw like a lot of the what is her name? She was in old school actress Rita
Oh,
Moreno.
Rita Moreno.
Moreno. I always
Hmm.
jack her name up. So uh she had said something about like, Lin Manuel has moved the needle forward so far for, Puerto Ricans and, just in general for the culture, right? And I do believe that's true. And even he himself was like, it wasn't a conscious, um, like we didn't intentionally not select, dark skinned people for the role. I don't know. Like my mother, so I'm half Puerto Rican, half black, right? My
Hmm.
dad was a dark skinned black man. My mother looks white, like English is not her first language. But I'm much darker than my mother. She looks like a white woman, you know what I mean? And so my mother always says, like, at least in Puerto Rico, she always calls Puerto Ricans like Heinz 57, because she says you get a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? Like you can get, light, dark, like my cousins. I've got a cousin who's looks white, has green eyes, blonde hair, like then then you can go to the other side, you know what I mean? And you can have a very dark skin, um, Afro Latino, look Puerto Rican, like and in most uh like Hispanic Latino like cultures, right? So
Hmm.
you get a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? I don't think that it was to me, I think it was more about the story in the Heights than it was about finding like and that's something to like be conscientious of, right? Like, okay, maybe we do need to be mindful, because there are, and in New York particularly, right? Like New York and New Yorkers and all, and Dominicans, like there's so much, there are so many shades, and you come in different, sizes, shapes, colors, hair textures, and all these other things, which is beautiful. It's what makes the culture so beautiful, all of its diversity within it, right? So
Right.
I'm here for, them making sure that they include, different different shades of brown. You know what I mean? If you look at, it's funny because I've been trying to catch up on, do you ever watch the show 911 on Fox?
No.
So it's really good. There's a spin-off show too called 911 Lone Star with Rob Lowe, and it's
Mhm.
based out of Austin. And there's a woman who came in on the second season. Her name is Gina Torres. She's like a well-known actress. She was in Suits.
Mhm.
Um, but she is Afro-Latina. And so throughout her role as like the head captain of the EMT people, like she throws in her like Spanish when she talks to her kids, when she, whatever. Like I just think it's so dope that now people are able to embrace their cultures and, share their cultures, and it's accepted, and it's not shunned like it used to be.
Right.
That's my personal opinion.
I do believe Gina Torres is married to Larry Fishburne.
Is she?
Yeah, I believe so.
No, Stretchy.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think so. Or he's married to the lady because that's the lady that was on Suits. I do believe they're married.
I'm about to Google this right now because I cannot. If you are freaking right, I'm done.
If I'm right, you owe me a cigar.
That's fair.
All right.
That's fair. Gina Torres. They're not married anymore. They got divorced in 2000. They were married till 2018, but ew.
Hey, see, told you. I knew it.
God.
You don't have to give me a cigar because
I'll get you a damn cigar. It's fine. I'm a woman of my word. It's fine.
They divorced
now. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, they were married for a while.
Yeah, they got married in 2002.
Yeah.
I'm usually very good about these things. That one slid under my radar. Probably because
that's what's popping.
No, that's not what's popping. So I think because he skeeves me out a little bit.
Oh man, Larry Fishburne, cool dude.
Well, he's like Salt Lake City that he isn't a part of Matrix 4.
Oh, for real?
He was like, you need to ask the producers why I'm not a part of it. I was like, bloop.
Yeah, you can't have the Matrix without Lawrence Fishburne up in there.
Agreed, but evidently they are.
That's interesting. That's a conversation for another day.
Okay.
But right now is my favorite part of the show. It's the most talked about game show of all game shows.
Is it?
Oh yeah. Well, when it comes to this here basement,
Dope Chats.
Yeah, when it comes to this here basement, it's called Questions from the Hat. Questions from the Hat. You know what I'm saying?
Ready.
And so in here I have a few questions.
Okay.
That I surveyed 100 people.
Okay.
And I will ask you a few questions. All right, here we go.
All right.
Outside of media, what are your other passions?
So I was just telling you about the podcast and the book. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I am a very simple girl, and I love my family. I love spending time with my family. I've got amazing nieces and nephews. They recharge my battery. They give me life. I love them with every bit of my soul, and I enjoy spending time with them. So that's probably it. That and maybe watching some movies.
Okay.
I'm a simple girl.
Yeah. Then your nieces and nephews told me to tell you they want you to learn how to cook.
They would never tell you that because they know that I don't do that.
Well, see, that could be a passion. You should have to go take cooking lessons. Take some cooking lessons.
I don't have a desire for that.
Oh, well, I'm trying to help you out, man.
I appreciate you, boo, but for the sake of both of our stomachs.
No. If you were to cast a movie if they were to cast a movie shot by, here we go. Let me get my own question right.
Me too.
If there was a movie being made by you, if there was a movie being made about you, who would you cast to play you?
That is a hard question. I don't know. I feel maybe like it had to be a cross. And it's a cross between, do not judge me, but it is a cross between Tessa Thompson and Cardi.
That's a very interesting.
I said, don't judge me.
That's crazy.
But because I feel like I have two very, like I can be very chill. I can be very like laid back. And then I get clapping. Like, what's
we know you gotta. You know what I'm saying?
I got moments or whatever. Yeah. I know people or whatever.
What's your favorite word? And don't say.
What? What do you think I was gonna say?
I thought you was gonna say, you know.
MFR?
No. Like, what's your favorite word?
Oh, that's actually hilarious. I say dope a lot. I have a couple words. Dope, I use a lot. I use anywho, a lot, and whatevs. And actually, Salt Lake City. Like, I don't know how many times I've been like in random conversation, like, and be like, remember, didn't I just say that Lawrence Fishburne was, maybe I said he was big mad, but usually I'll be like,
you said Salt Lake City.
Did I?
Yeah.
So I use that very freely. And it's funny because I'll be out, like, I don't know, at the store or something. And people be like, I'm going to use that. And I was like, have at it. That's my shit.
That's hilarious.
I actually think one day I'm going to go to Salt Lake City just to experience it. Because I use the word so freely. Yeah.
You should. You can see all the magic that they have there and the beautiful landscaping and mysticism. Last question.
I'm very stretchy.
What's the most memorable moment of your career thus far, besides knowing me?
Oh, that goes without saying, right? I would say there are two. The first would be the day Michael Jackson passed away. That was kind of a big deal. I think because we were on the radio when it happened, like when we got the news, right? So like that was a big deal. And then we were still at the station in Lanham, and we ended up having like a impromptu like block party to celebrate his life, and like listeners came. It was super dope. It was really there's that word again. It was such a vibe, right? Like it was kind of like that's what radio should be. You know what I mean? Like you got to touch people, and so that was a big deal. Also, I'm not gonna lie, like the day DMX passed, like that shit hurt my soul. But Jill Scott, whom I love, and I got the opportunity to interview her, and I was a little bit nervous when I first when I was getting ready to interview her, because you know, I feel like celebrities in this industry, like either particularly if you're a female, right, like you sometimes get labeled difficult or whatever, and so people were like, oh, Jill can be so I was a little like not apprehensive, but like nervous, right? And so she came in. I think she was supposed to be here for 5 minutes, and I had her for like 30, and it was so dope because we just had a conversation. Like she's such good energy, such good like everything, and she's honest, and she owns her, you know, she owns her good, bad, and different, and she was so candid about everything, and I just appreciated it so much. And she was so sweet, and that was probably one of my like all-time faves. What probably.
And I happened to be there that day too.
You did, my Stretchykins. Yes. So Stretch and I go, for those who don't know, Stretch and I, like he said it earlier, but he's my brother in arms, like for real. You know how military people go to war and they're in the trenches together? Me and Stretch, that's my brother in arms for real. We have had some ups and downs in this here radio game, and we have been a source of encouragement for each other, and I don't know, whatever else you call it, but like he's good people. And I personally am a big fan of energies, and I feel like Stretch knows, like I don't mess with you if you lie. Like if I get an inkling of you being like I can't rock with you. So But Stretch is just good people. He's my family, and anytime he needs something, I'm here, and vice versa. And I'm so grateful to have you, because even though we work for, different places, woo woo woo, like, we're friends, we're family, separate of this here radio thing. Because if one of us wasn't in it, we'd still be checking on each other, and I think that's like the foundation of goodness. That's just me.
Word. Yo, you right on that. Now that's what I'm talking about.
And that's what's popping.
And that's what's popping. Word up, man. Well, Deja, again, I want to thank you for taking time out, because I know you're at work right now, and thank you for taking the last 40 minutes to kick it with your boy.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And for being a guest on Dope Chats with Stretch. Much love to you, much love. But before we go, let everybody know how they can get in contact with you, where they can follow you, yada yada yada, and when they can listen to you.
So you can follow me at Deja Perez on all social media. Don't judge me. I haven't posted in a while. My life has been crazy. We'll worry about that later.
Mm-hmm.
What else? So I do What's Poppin' on the Donnie Simpson show. That goes about 6:30 in the evenings, Monday through Friday. And then I'm on the air Magic from 3 to 7 on Saturdays. You can also catch me on DTLR Radio about 11-ish with the pretty girl Tierra Lanice. I do What's Poppin' there too. And I think that's it. I don't know. I feel so busy.
Busy.
I plan to come back when I got a podcast to talk about, when I got a book to talk about, and all that jazz. So the first or the last time you're gonna see me.
No, we're gonna make sure we get you back on for sure. But I want to thank you again for stopping through and then just kicking it with your boy and enlightening us with your dopeness. You feel me?
Thank you.
All right, no doubt. Yo, once again, that's my girl Deja Perez hanging out with us tonight. Thank you, and thank you for watching and listening. Be sure to pick up Last Request. That is the book written by yours truly, available everywhere books are sold right about now. You can always pick up a copy on my website at Last Request Novel. You purchase on there, I'll sign it and I'll send it to you. And also, don't forget, follow me on Instagram at StretchG. You can check me out on WHUR Sundays from 2 until 7. This holiday weekend, I'll be rocking out for you. And then also you can catch me on Monday, holding it down from 10 to 3 on the 4th of July weekend. I guess you want to say the observance of it on Monday. So that's what's up. All right, but until next time, be easy, be loved. Thank you for your support. Much love to you all. Have a great night, and we'll be back again next week right here for another episode of Dope Chats with Stretch. Peace.